Greetings, comrades. Today's topic is not a very easy subject to talk about. An interesting article was published in the New York Times, which has created some controversy in India. The article claims that India's actual death toll may be several times greater than what the official death tolls are saying. Now, this is not the first time that we have heard this. This is the first time that we have heard something like New York Times reporting it. Earlier few instances we have seen of eminent scientists and health experts coming forward and criticizing or even questioning the official death tolls. We've seen Dr. Jha going to Twitter and giving his own estimates of somewhere in the range of 25 to 30,000 to 50,000 deaths per day caused by COVID-19. Now, reading from The Wire, part of the New York Times article was cited here. A conservative estimate, and these studies are based on zero survey taken from the national data. The conservative estimate is that the infections are likely to be 15 times higher at about 400 million, that's 40 crores, and the infection fatality rate at 0.15%. This would put the death toll at around 6 lakhs, 600,000, almost double the official figure. Uh, Intermediate scenario has been cited about 26 infection per reported case. This was again in the New York Times article. An infection fatality rate of about 0.3%, about 0.3%. This would put the death toll at about 1.6 million deaths, that is 16 lakhs, more than 5 times the official count. Now, this figure has, of course, been challenged by the government. According to them, there is no basis, no evidence cited. But let us consider the zero survey data that had been conducted between the 11th of May and 4th of June. This is again uh, the article in The Wire that is talking about this. There have been other instances where the death toll has been questioned. I'll just show the other instances. Here in the Hindu, we have the case of the possible missing deaths in the state of Gujarat. A lot of censorship has been going on, a lot of denial has been in place over the excess deaths in Gujarat. The Hindu mentions this. Now, from, for example, on the 16th of April, as per State Health Bulletin, there were only 78 deaths, but municipal records suggest 689 bodies were either cremated or buried following COVID-19 protocols. These are from Ahmedabad's, and there have been more reports from Ahmedabad's COVID-19 designated civil hospital. 200 bodies were moved out on Friday from the morgue. These excess deaths challenge the official figure of just 78 deaths. Now we have to, of course, ask what exactly is happening here. If these are COVID deaths, why is it being hidden? Then there is the question of Gujarat's so-called missing deaths. According to one source, almost 61,000 excess deaths may have taken place. This was based on a Divya Bhaskar report. Local bodies issued 1,23,871 death certificates between the 1st of March and 10th of May, compared to 58,000 for the same period last year. Last year, the first wave of the virus was still in place. So compare the first and second waves in terms of intensity. 1,23,000 death certificates issued between the 1st of March and 10th of May, compared to just 58,000 in the same period last year. Data was based on disclosures by municipal authorities in 33 districts and 8 major cities. The report also added death certificates issued by each of the 33 districts came to 4,218. So we are seeing evidence here, either of censorship or some sort of denial of the actual death toll. Now, news reports have already spoken about uh, the bodies floating down the Ganga in Uttar Pradesh. We've already known now of the super spreader event that was the Kumbh Mela. It was allowed to happen without any restrictions, without any regulations. And what we do know from actual evidence, the Uttar Pradesh government trying to censor reporting. And at one point, they had blocked up, uh, even blocked crematorium sites from being photographed. Now it has been removed. So what we have seen so far, a government that has been completely ignorant of the science, that has been completely ignorant of expert advice, that put the elections first, that put its own vanity first, to the extent that even in Central Vista right now, which is allowed to continue, which has been allowed to go on during the pandemic, taking away much needed funds from hospitals and necessary medical procurements. In this project also, we have reported COVID deaths, and no one knows exactly how many that there may be because of the censorship around it. There have been restrictions around photographing, around approaching uh, workers' sheds. There was a recent coverage by News Laundry, in fact, of a reporter trying to enter into one of the workers' sheds only to be sidelined away. Now, the government has, of course, come out with a rebuttal against the New York Times article that they have not presented any evidence, it is baseless, whatnot. What seems much more evident here is the government trying to hide its own failures, its own incompetence in handling this crisis, and we, the citizens, are paying. There is not much more to be said here. This tragedy just continues to get worse, and with states imposing lockdowns, there has been at least some semblance of control over the virus now, over the pandemic situation. My own state of West Bengal is going to be in lockdown till the 15th of June. Cases have been coming down, at least reported cases have been coming down, but the situation still remains dire. India today is one of the few countries in the world, the others being the United States and Brazil, whose official death toll from COVID has passed 300,000. The actual death toll may be several times that. We will never know.